Hello everyone and welcome to another roster review. It's been a little bit, I think it might have been a couple weeks. So it's time I get back to some of them. Also, if you want to request a review, you can go to my Discord server and put the request in there, although I still am not past like day 1 or 2 of the first request that came into me, so it'll be a very long time. So just keep that in mind. The first person I'm looking at is Mini PG13. They are 7.1 million GP as of now. When they requested this review, here was 6.4 million. Their spending habits are just hyperdrive and about 20 pounds per year, so not too much. Focuses are Grand Arena, Territory War, Territory Battle, Grand Arena before the changes. So I guess they were a efficient, lean and mean roster. So limiting R8s, R9s, relics in general, keeping a lot of Gear 13s. Kyber 3, which is still pretty good for 7.1 million account, I believe. Maybe Starkiller just got finished. That's what I'm guessing. I'm not sure what the goals are for this account because they did not provide them. And even if they had, it's been a while since then. But Starkiller's probably getting finished off, which is great. Let me just check some key factions. Before I do that, let me just get to the top real quick. Galactic Legend inventory. So 4 Galactic Legends. I'm missing Lord Vader, Rey, and Sith Eternal Emperor. I don't think they're going for Sith Eternal Emperor because Empire faction is pretty light right now, which is fine. I mean, they have the necessary components to make stuff work. These two for Starkiller team, Darth Vader can get something done, but probably want, Lord Vader at some point. And let me check ships too, actually, because I saw Executor, but I'm not sure about Profundity. Okay, so no Profundity. That's probably one of the top options for next big farm. Not even working on Sith Eternal Emperor at all. Are they working on Lord Vader? Don't think so. Bad Batch is not developed really at all. Let's do just a general faction check. Galactic Republic, pretty built up. Notable absences, just Bad Batch. Cam is not finished off. Barris, but I don't blame you for not building up Barris. She's a novelty. Not really a novelty. She's like a little luxury character to throw in here and there. Not an enormous difference. Jedi faction, very good, can't complain. Mostly R5, though I don't know, Revan and Jolie, if you get them to R5. Bastila's too weak. I was gonna say for the crate raid, but Bastila is too weak to make that work. Got a good Mandalorian team that can get something done in that raid, but armor is probably better there. Let's check Hut Cartel. Since the raid is all the rage right now. Solid Hut Cartel. Got the core 5 for where they no Embo. So okay, got Embo's not an option. A lot of people like Embo, but this is gonna be a core 5 probably. Can run tier 4 of the raid. Bumping these guys up to 7, these two up to 7 at some point if you can spare. It depends on how much your guild needs the help. It can be a real big turnaround. But I think Inquisitors, if you're not already working on them for gear, you're almost finished with the shards. I think it's definitely the next big gearing project. Grand Inquisitor should be permanently available in June, and then you can just help either get into a better guild or help your current guild unlock Riva, which is going to be an amazing project. So it's either that or Profundity first, and let's check on Profundity progress. Okay, and I think I found their priority. Yeah, definitely working on Profundity right now, which is probably the best idea. That, then Inquisitors, then probably Galactic Legend farming. Although, since Profundity has a good way to go, I'd still recommend finishing off Starkiller gearing. At least R5. You can probably get a lot done with R5 and Kyber 3, and that will be a great help. And then for ships, it's like a mixed bag of ships you need. Let's see what their progress is there. So we got Outrider finished. We got the rest of them finished. And then non-rebel ships. No, it's all just rebel ships you need for that. Okay. Yep. Okay. I'm just checking on the actual requirements because I don't have everything memorized. But yeah, no, great priorities, it seems like. For Galactic Legends, the order I'd go in after, honestly, it might be Rey first. Rey, and then Sith Eternal Emperor or Lord Vader. I'd probably go Lord Vader because I like Bad Batch, Sith Eternal Emperor. There's some random stuff to build up. That would be kind of funny if the last Galactic Legend this guy got was the typical first Galactic Legend. Anyway, let's check out some mods real quick, or try to do it real quick. So no surprise with the Galactic Legends first. Cat and Darth Revan, no surprise for speediness. I also have my Cat as kind of the fastest. 149 as probably one of the fastest sets is decent. It's not blowing me away. Yeah, 336, it's plus 162. They're very good, especially for an account that was started when it was started September 2020. So this has, wow, that's not even 3 years. That's very impressive. Very good amount of progress if it is September 2020 with hyperdrive and then some light spending here and there. Watt, I don't really dig making Watt super fast. To me, there's not so many techs he needs to get out. It's mainly usually the protection one, the shield generator, and then after that, it's like, okay, maybe you'll get out the med pack and it's fine. Or I think that speed is better utilized elsewhere. Probably on Mara Jade. You want to speed her up. You want to make her zoom. Like 340, 350. I have mine over 360, but your mods might not be as deep. Maul, very fast, but it looks like it's an offense set. No crit damage on it, but the offense itself seems a little low. You might want to focus on offense percentage secondaries. I know it's great speed, it's a lot of speed, but focus more on the offense percentage secondaries to make him get all that extra damage, because he has Frenzy in the beginning that really helps him out. So speed is not quite as important as him as damage. And then you can use the high-speed offense, high-speed secondary offense mods for someone that might benefit from them more, like, I don't know, CLS maybe, if you want to mod him for offense. Get the speed on. Someone else. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Darth Vader. He benefits from a lot more speed. And you got a lot of speed on him, but it's a speed set, so I don't know. Maybe gave Darth Vader a fast offense set. They got Piet pretty fast. Piet might want to go faster. 136. It's pretty fast. I think it'd probably bump up Piet's priority in the speed. General Skywalker looks like he might be pretty fast. Yeah, that's probably too fast for General Skywalker. You don't really need that. It's interesting. I mean, yeah, the crit damage. I run offense, and most people run offense. I guess it's not the worst to have crit damage, but let me see his crit chance. It's 69% crit chance. That's probably why you want to go with offense on him instead of crit damage. Crit damage you want on people that have so much crit chance already that they're gonna make the most of it. Like Han Solo, you already got that, great. Because his crit chance is naturally so high, 115%. Like, even with a decent chunk of crit avoidance, he's still gonna be critting all the time. Anakin's another one, or Jedi Knight Anakin's one that has a lot of critical chance. Hard to find. I'm drawn to the end of looking at the mods. I got my general impressions out there, so a pretty good account, you know, especially for the amount of time spent on this account. This is incredibly impressive. It seems like you have great priorities. So hats off to you. Let me just check Datacrons. Low Datacron inventory, not the worst. I don't know how many teams you can actually run with them. Yeah, maybe not too many anyway, so 8 might be enough. But yeah, thanks for letting me review your account, MiniBG13. Next account we're going to be reviewing is Wellzy. I love the tag. I love the Phantom Menace tag. I used that for a long time myself. I really like that movie. He's in Nordic Kingdom Kindergarten. Yeah, it's the same logo or emblem my guild has, so nice. 5.4 million GP, started in January 2021, so just over 2 years and like 4 months in the account. They're a free player. They said their priority is collecting and Green Arena, so that's interesting to see someone say that their priority is collecting. So let's see how that turns out in this account. Erodium 4. They were playing just briefly during the old system. They have some Legacy Championship points. But Erodium 4, 5.4 million. I'm not sure how good that is. They do have Executor, and they do have JMK, although it looks like it's probably a recent unlock, because as evidenced by lack of the ultimate. So just 2 Galactic Legends right now, Sith Eternal and JMK. I'm not opposed to the route of Sith Eternal first and then JMK. JMK, I think, is a great second Galactic Legend, as long as you can get Wat Tambor. That's a little bit of a barrier because it takes longer, especially with a new territory battle. Might not be getting as many shards as you once were. And at the top of the roster, we got some good staples: CLS, Vader, Piet, of course, because of Executor, General Skywalker, Grievous, and all that. So let me try to deduce if they are already working on another Galactic Legend by key factions. So let's check Bad Batch. Mostly farm, so might be, but no affirmative confirmation because they're not really geared. Probably not Supreme Leader Kylo. Not really well along the way there. Probably not probably not Jabba, because Hut Cartel is not built up. Let's see if Profundity is... Nope. Profundity is not on the menu. And then Resistance. Yeah, Resistance. Rey is not the next one either. So, hard to determine what they're going for. Let me just look at other key factions. Empire looking decently built up. Got Iden with the Omicron. I approve. Even at low gear, you can get some use out of it. Marjay, it's kind of interesting. Omicron, but no Zeta. Troopers, well, Moff Gideon could use some work for the Trooper team. Dark Trooper's already there. You're probably getting something down against weaker teams just by Dark having those relics. Let's chip Galactic Republic. Seems like the most built up faction I've seen so far, which is pretty great. It's still possibly the best faction in the game. I haven't considered it in a minute. Old Republic is not built up that much. Jolie and Bastila, they are great value, especially with the Great right now. So that's something to consider. But I'd probably say, instead of hunting a Galactic Legend next, probably get your Inquisitors up, because it's just these 5 characters, and that's going to really help you either improve your guild or get into a better guild if you're not super attached to your guild. So that is probably next priority. Then you can get Grand Inquisitor. You can start working on Scythe in Proving Grounds. Now that Scythe is the best thing in town. But then when you do want to go for a Galactic Legend, I think the choice is clear. I think it's pretty easy. You want to go for Hut Cartel. You want to go for Jabba because he is so valuable right now in the Crate Raid. He's valuable in Territory Battle. He's probably the most valuable Galactic Legend right now. They have that special event with the mods dropping. So I would do either Inquisitorius or Hut Cartel. Hut Cartel is going to help you in every way, and your guild. Inquisitorius is mainly just going to help a guild. But those are probably the 2 hot topics right now for the stage you're at. Now let's look at some mods. Past our Galactic Legends, naturally. 573, that's actually a pretty great speed on a JMK. That's a very fast one. Darth Revan is the fastest non-galactic legend. That is a pretty great mod set for him. Plus 167. That's pretty top notch. Then at your level, Darth Revan probably needs to be super fast to get a lot done. Cat, very fast. Not as fast as the last guy. Still very good. Piet and Rex are great priorities for speed. Shock T as well. Although a little bit less so if you have General Skywalker already, because she's not getting the clones. Yoda with speed. It's not the worst in all circumstances, but for your roster, I think you're probably running Yoda with Jedi Knight Revan lead, which means you don't need to focus on speed as much as offense. If you had JML, this would be a great option for a JML versus JMK counter, because you just want Yoda to take turns and get foresight, and he's not necessarily killing people with his own offense. But for your roster, probably want to do an offense set, and that's a lot of speed, or a decent amount of speed. You can get on someone else. Yoda's naturally fast, so you don't have too much to go around. Kind of a slow Jedi Knight Revan, so I don't know how deep this speed mod pool is. CLS, crit damage set. I mean, he does have high crit chance, so that is something. But I don't think 3PO and Chewie is sharing crit damage. So that's why I'd probably stay away from crit damage. Yeah, he shares health, protection, offense, defense, potency, tenacity, which is why I'd either recommend a offense build, or most likely an offense build, or a tenacity build with some offense focus. If you have it for that, but probably just offense if you don't have a super deep mod pool. Skywalker, looking good. High protection, yeah, very good for General Skywalker. Low relics, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could probably get the job done like that, but I don't know. Watt, not too fast. I mean, I know he gets the bonus turn at the beginning, and if you only need one tag, it's like you don't need to put the speed on Watt. General Kenobi, you want him slow if you're running with JMK. So I think you can allocate this speed elsewhere on these health sets. They're great secondary sets to put on anyone that you just need a lot of speed. So you can take your fastest ones. I like this one. And you also kind of want... I am a big advocate of health primaries on GK, especially under JMK, which you have now. No defense primaries. Defense sets are great. Defense primaries is kind of wasted potential. Because the set gives you plus 25% defense, the primary gives you 20%, so the primary for defense is less than the set, but then with stuff like health, the primary is more than the set, so you want to do health primaries and health sets, but defense sets is way better than defense primaries. So that's my advice for GK, and yeah, I've been looking at this account for a while, so I'll wrap it up. A decent amount of datacrons. I guess maybe you're able to use most of those level 3s. But anyway, next priority in my estimation is Inquisitors. After that, probably Hut Cartel, and then reevaluate after that. But those two are really high on the priority list at this time in 2023. And now the third and final account I'm reviewing for this video is LukeSkyVodka with Jakku Rebellion Bande. I don't know how you say that. They started, well, when they put it in, it said 15 months ago, so it's probably a year and a half at this point. They focus on Grand Arena and Territory War. Right now, they're at 3.5 million GP. When they requested, they were 2.8 million, so it's been a lot of progress since then. They told me exactly what they're working on. They want Executor, then Sith Eternal Emperor, and then Gas. And it seems like they're getting very close to that first goal. The Executor got Piet out of the way, R8. Darth Vader's getting up there. Boba Fett is R8. So great progress on that front. And then for Sith Eternal Emperor, the Empire faction is looking pretty robust. Just got some other things to work on, such as Krennic, but he's a low priority. Royal Guard's already ready. Did the TIE Bomber. Tarkin. So a lot of progress towards Sith Eternal as well after Executor. So once he gets Executor, probably will shortly after get Sith Eternal Emperor. And after Sith Eternal Emperor, the focus is General Skywalker. But it looks like there's a long way to go on that. And while General Skywalker doesn't have hard relic requirements, you kind of do want a lot of those characters in relics. Don't have a developed Padme team at all. Shocked he's not really developed at all. And I don't think you don't really need the clones. I don't think you just need some ships built up. And then you need some separatist droids. So let's check on that status. Okay, those are actually more developed than the Galactic Republic leg of General Skywalker, and they got all the Zetas and everything. I hear it's easier after like General Skywalker. It's easier than like when I had to do it after the changes with the extra protection and stuff, or his reduced damage. But yeah, so decent plan. After that, yeah, I'm not sure what to recommend for you. Let me just check at some other factions. Yeah, Jedi, a little bit weaker. Could use some bolstering there. But I don't think you can avoid focusing on Jabba at some point. So thinking like from just what I recommend to new players in the free-to-play guide, most of that stuff is already checked off, and choosing Sith Eternal Emperor instead of Supreme Leader Kylo is a completely valid choice. I don't have a problem with that at all, especially with the change in the raids. I mean, you don't need your own solo machine for a Sith raid anymore. So that's something I'm going to be reevaluating as we move forward. And yeah, Hutt Cartel is huge for the new raid. And he's just a great PvP Galactic Legend. He's just checking all the boxes. There were so many things stacking up to make Jabba important, and it kind of culminated with this raid. It's like, yes, he's great in PvP. Sure, he's in Territory Valley, he has his missions, but those don't count for a lot of points. So it's like, yeah, but the raid, you only have a few factions you can work with, and if you can get Jabba up and running, you can do a hefty amount of damage. And it's worth it. So as a newer account, this player doesn't seem to have Maul. I don't know how close they are to Maul. I don't know how close they are to Commander Ahsoka Tano. It's kind of depressing to try and catch up on all those. But hopefully you're working away and taking advantage of every proving grounds that comes up. I guess, yeah, not many Datacrons used. But Executor will be a huge boost to the account. I probably wouldn't say go for Profundity right after. You kind of want to take a break from the ships. Right after Eternal and General Skywalker, I mean. Yeah, I probably would not work on Inquisitors this early for this account. Because there's so many other strong teams. Yeah, Eighth Brother was farmed because of the ship on that node. You probably got like 300 extra shards at least on him. But yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend Inquisitors for a 3.5 million account. There's too many other good teams to work on. Although this looks like it has a great focus or great development progress across different levels. Treya, probably a great build up that's not related to any kind of unlock. Savage Omicron, nice. I got the GIC Omicrons I'm seeing, so I approve. But yeah, it's hard to say where exactly to go, and I don't know if Jabba is on your mind right after all that, but because the hardest thing to me is getting Jedi Knight Luke, and you got to build up a bunch of the crappy rebels like Rolo. Yeah, it could be worth it in the long run. Jedi Knight Luke's awesome on his own as well, so something to think about after your current plans. And time to get a quick look at mods. I get a little tired of talking during these. It's a lot of speaking for me, almost non-stop. Admiral Piet, good priority for speed. I'm guessing your mod pool isn't as deep as, or is not super deep for just from being a newer player, but it's decent speed on Darth Revan. So the speed priority, looks like it's pretty good. Our Jade should be there. She's naturally super fast. Thrawn, depends how you're using him, doesn't necessarily need tons of speed, and he doesn't have really high natural speed. So you might not have the deepest mod pool if that's your 4th fastest character. Might need to have some extra work on mods. I like offense for Darth Vader, just to make sure you're hitting harder. And that's not a super fast set anyway. You could probably spare it for others. Stark, kind of weird, higher speed character for a roster, but it looks like you just have a pretty shallow mod pool in general. So that's definitely something you need to work on. Offense for Revan, I mean, I like it in that new raid, but you want speed on him. So maybe kind of switch your set focus between Revan and Darth Vader. Boss does like to be fast, pretty low speed. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to evaluate because at this point, what I've seen, it's just pretty slow across the board. So it just really merits focus. It's worth the crystals. Use the 3 refreshes a day if you can spare it. Just keep working on that, because no matter how much you develop your roster, you're gonna need a certain baseline of speed. You don't need to be blazing fast, but at a point, you're kind of getting lapped over and over again by opponents you come across, and in PvE and content, it's harder to work with as well. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say right now for LukeSkyVodka. Thanks for letting me review your account. Keep it up. I hope you're enjoying. And yeah, thanks again. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. I got my own Grand Arena coming up soon. If you enjoyed, don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. Alright, thanks guys. See you later.